Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. We talk about the problems people face in their day to day lives. Let's start with the video. Me, 26-year-old female, and my husband, 26-year-old male, have been married for the past 2 years and together in a romantic relationship since we both were 22. Back then, we were fresh out of college and somehow ended up good jobs in our own respective fields of choice. And we are pretty much some really regular, healthy couple you would meet. We aren't extremely attached, but we are in love and respect each other all the time. Well, honestly, this is the only way a relationship works out, and sometimes this really works for us, and it is what it is. We have known each other since we were kids, but weren't close to each other. We were just casual friends and didn't think of anything would happen between him and me till we were 22. And before that, we were into our extra top dramatic relationship that we had to get out of after college. So he just left, right? And without any issues, we got married. Everyone was happy for this union except for one person, and you all must have guessed it by now, my sister. She is 22, just fresh out of college and trying to make it out in the real life. She's trying, and I don't want to judge her for the hardship she's having just because she and I don't get along. My sister had a huge crush on my husband during her middle school years. Whenever we would have to have a meeting to discuss for group projects, and if he would be in the same team as me, she would try her best to leave an impression. But after we all left for college, I had no idea she was so much madly in love with my husband that she would put her all relationships in line just to destroy mine. That's some cute dedication right there, but honestly, wasn't going to work, even if she had made a deal with the devil. It was my husband's birthday, and he has been working really hard for so long without any breaks. So I decided why not step in and throw him the best birthday party ever and make him feel loved and special among the family. I should just cut her off and should have gone for not inviting her, but I wanted her to change and be a better person. She is 22, really naive, and teaching her a life remembered lesson, so she will always think thousands of times before doing any kind of things to anyone to intentionally hurt them. So gear your seatbelts up and enjoy me narrating the whole incident in the most simplest way possible. And yeah, keep an open mind. Sooner or later, she will be out of my life. That's why using the main. I know I'm contradicting myself by saying that she will be out of my life, but this was peak humiliation for her, and the consequences of her actions are going to bring out enough hatred for me and her. So she will be the one cutting me off and will save me the pain of driving her sorry ass. And now that I'm done putting disclaimer for everything, we shall continue, my ladies and gentlemen. At the morning of my husband's birthday party, my sister's boyfriend called me and told me about whatever he was cooking up. He did sound really disappointed. I mean, who wouldn't? Imagine your partner trying to home wreck someone's house and telling how madly she is in love with another man who is literally a family member. He usually doesn't listen to her chatters over call, and thank the Lord he got to hear this most evil conversation she was having with her friend. And her plan was something related to arranging that gift and her making the payment. After they arrived, I had everyone submit their gifts and made sure my husband opened none of them in front of the family members. After the gifts were taken to the inside room, me and my friends opened the gift, and there was this very indecent picture of me drunk, kissed by my ex. And that particular moment haunts me. My ex would be the most toxic person ever, and I was madly in love with him, and he kept on taking advantage of me in every way. That particular picture is before he got me totally high and drunk and started getting physical with me and forcing me to have sex with him. And because I would be intoxicated, I didn't have the energy to think or take any actions. So I ended up getting hurt that night really bad, and it took me 2 years to recover from that. It made me feel insecure in every way and made me feel miserable about my body. That picture was taken by my ex's friend as a proof that he took me from my ass. And the next day, the picture was all over college, and I had to skip college and classes for 2 months straight. I have never been a proactive person. I'm always covered up and don't like showing skin because I never felt confident in my body. And after this incident, I never recovered from it. And even after discussing it with my husband, I didn't want my whole family to see me that way. My father-in-law and a mother-in-law both were present there, and honestly, it would have created a very bad image of me in front of them. I was really hurt, and that hurt turned into anger, and I wasn't leaving her without a good show. What I did was take that frame and replace it with a lovely photo of my husband holding our cute little meow princess and kissing her, and wrapped it in the same frame and gift wrapper. And we all cut the cake, and immediately after I found my mom and my sister's boyfriend, I informed both of them, and they were infuriated. My mom had always liked her more, but she isn't the type to support her child when they are doing really shitty things to someone. So she told me to keep the gift opening for later, and she would like to make a speech, and which was the best speech I have ever heard. Her boyfriend soon joined her and decided to tell everyone how he fell in love with such a vile woman and how she has betrayed him. I was scared if my husband would feel like this whole attention shift, so I kept everything to last right before opening gifts and only in the presence of family. So she won't have any of her hippie stoner friends defending her, and that's exactly what happened. I also informed about this to my husband, and then again he was really concerned about me and how I was feeling and was ready to call her right there. Because he sometimes is protective of me and he knows what I have been through and how low sometimes my mental health can become when reminded of those things. God, what did I do to deserve him, honestly? After saying our goodbyes to our friends and seeing them off, we all sat in a huge circle and had some wine, and she was so happy about my husband opening her gift. She couldn't wait for the surprise. She kept on pursuing my husband on how he should open her gift first, as if she wanted to profess her love for him and ask his hands for marriage right after everything. Okay, now that I am connecting the dots, I think I found what she was actually after. Holy cow. Now that I think about it, with all my senses, I understand now. So basically, she wanted to show that I am some characterless whore to my husband and in laws, and then switch the position to make me the bad guy and then act to be the sweetest girl in the world and try making my husband fall in love with her. This shit is so messed up. She definitely planned something like this, or why else would she do all that in front of everyone? She is so vile. After that, when my husband finally opened her present, he saw the picture I replaced it with, and I could see her going pale. Me and her boyfriend shake our hands together and let everyone know that we had a great pleasure working on this secret mission. And other asked us about the secret mission, my mom took over the stage and started telling everyone how grateful she is for an amazing daughter who always supports and does nothing but love and cherish each other. She made sure to be extra sarcastic that day, and by then my sister had already started feeling gloomy about everything not working out on her terms. And they even said her that she actually was proud of me for having my sister's back today and changing the picture in time, and that's when it hit her. She is all exposed, and all she can do is lower her head down in shame. Her boyfriend took over the mic and started telling how many sacrifices he's actually made to bear with sister just because he loves her. And towards the end of the relationship, he said to everyone, I did so much for the love of my life, but she wanted her sister's man. Pin drop silence in the room, and we can hear her sobbing because she is being called out. She expected me to sob, but no, she was the one who got a taste of her own medicine. Hey, it's me again. Not familiar with how to make updates, but I hope it's the right place. So yeah, she has me and my husband blocked from everywhere. Her boyfriend left her. He is well in contact with me, and she thinks I stole her boyfriend. Like, no one in the family is talking to her and is trying any communication because who would, honestly? I have made sure for everyone to know that calling it my fault is going to make matters worse, so they are all shut. I cried my eyes out in front of my husband because that picture did trigger me and then consoled me, and we had the best sex of our lives and slept in the whole next day. It was magical, and it is what really matters, honestly. 1 year update, and thank God last time this post went into the right section. So basically, what has happened is me, the woman of the house, is pregnant with the love of my life's child, and I have completely moved past my triggers, and now I am unhinged. We are more than normal couples now. We are just completely attached, and after everything, it was just my trauma from the past that was holding me back from loving again. And now we are great. No contact with my sister. Her ex is with another beautiful and amazing woman and getting what he deserves. And my mom has also been in no contact with her. She cut all of us off as I had predicted. So really, that's all. I feel the worst for the sister's boyfriend. He deserves better, honestly. Mom is the real MVP, and she really did her best as her mom. The sister needs help. I'm a 21-year-old male. I'm going to marry my fiance Kay, 24, in a month. My dad was a controlling piece of crap who's probably in hell now for all the stuff he put my mom through. They divorced when I was 8, and my mom married her husband when I was 10. And then she left with him, moving to another province entirely. And because of the custody agreement, I had to stay with my dad. I did see my mom after that, like on birthdays, but when I graduated high school early, I was 16, even that stopped. When I was 18, my dad died and she started reaching out more. And last year, she moved back to BC with her husband and their daughters. She's tried to get closer and's gotten closer to Kay, but I just feel so small and cold, like I don't have feelings when I'm with her. I love my mom, but I'm not a 10-year-old who couldn't go to sleep without her hugging me anymore. I'm a computer engineer. I've got my iron ring and I've got interviews at all the top companies in Vancouver. Like, I'm past grown, so I don't know why I feel like I do and why I feel so sad whenever I think about her. Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm a normal, well adjusted guy aside from that. I've left most of the wedding planning to Kay and her sisters, so I'm hands off. Kay asked me who would give a speech on my side of the family at the reception, and I just said, choose one of my cousins. Well, one of the cousins she asked told my mom, and she came to me yesterday with a speech she wrote and told me she could say it because my dad's dead, and so none of my cousins would need to. I read the speech and it was actually amazing, but it also made me want to cry. So I just told her I didn't want her to do it because I don't feel like we're close enough for her to give it. That made her really sad, but she just nodded and left. Kay and her sisters read the speech and told me my mom's speech is fantastic, and I was wrong to tell her she can't do it. I felt really bad since last night because they're right about the speech, and there's something about my mom's face after I told her no. I'm just wondering if I was wrong or an a-hole to say what I did to her. NTA, an incredible speech doesn't make up for abandoning your child for years. NTA, you're not obliged to just forgive and forget what happened. She left you alone with your father and went and made a new family. She doesn't get to come back like everything is okay, especially a position of respect like giving a speech at your wedding. She decided you were the price she had to pay to leave your father. She's not a mother. A mom wouldn't do that. Unless Kay and everyone else experienced the childhood you had and the feeling of an absent parent, then they have no standing to tell you you're wrong about this decision. NTA, and you and Kay need to have a serious talk about her not getting to dictate what your relationship with your mother looks like. A pretty speech does not make up for you feeling like you were abandoned for the majority of your childhood. Frankly, the fact that you're feeling the need to come up with some family member to say a few nice words to your sides will be evenly represented and is already a problem. You don't come from a close-knit family unit, and Kay and her family shouldn't be pushing you to act like you are. If you just want friends to give toasts or no speech at all, that needs to be a valid option. My fiance has a very young daughter from a previous marriage, and we decided when we got engaged that picking her up from daycare was way more convenient for me than her. We contacted the daycare, and my fiance updated them with me as an allowed pickup. Relevant. My fiance and I are not the same race. My fiance is Persian. I am mixed white Asian, but look very Asian. My fiance's daughter shares her last name. I do not, and I still have a separate address until my fiance and I get married later this year. When I went to pick up my fiance's daughter on Thursday, I was stopped at the door by one of the daycare workers. He did not believe me when I said I was an authorized pickup, even after I gave my name and phone number. He said that the rules at the daycare were that only family members could pick up children, and he had no way to verify that I was family. We don't have the same last name, address, or phone number, and he said that he couldn't confirm I wasn't someone trying to abduct a child. He went back and asked my fiance's daughter if she knew me, and she said I was Mommy's best friend. The daycare worker said that wasn't allowed for pickup. I was mortified and asked to speak to his boss, who called my fiance, who then confirmed that yes, I am her fiance. Yes, I do still have my own apartment. Yes, I have been telling her daughter that I'm her best friend until we trust that she's old enough to grasp that her mom is marrying another woman, and so on. The daycare boss let me leave with my fiance's daughter and said that everything matched up with the contact information they'd been given. When I went to pick up my fiance's daughter again on Friday, the worker who hassled me so much wasn't there. I asked about it while my fiance's daughter got her things, and the girl working there said that he'd been suspended, pending firing due to a history of not trusting particular types of people here to pick up children. I'm feeling horrible now and kind of dreading going back on Tuesday. My fiance just said, screw him, but I know how hard it is to get a good job in this economy, and he was trying to be protective of kids and all. AITA? NTA, it seems the incident with you was one of many. Came here to say this. He has a history of it, which means OP isn't the only one who has been hassled by him. Seriously, I'm in a situation where my daughter's father cannot pick up my daughter legally, and they do check IDs, which I appreciate. If he was to get her, like Amber Alerts would go off. However, if someone is on the list, who is this dude to mess around? Families don't look like they used to even 20 years ago. Get with the times. Once I forgot to call the school and let them know my brother was picking my kid up. They've met him before, so it's not like he's a stranger, but he isn't on the list, and I forgot to call. They called me. I said, my bad, and we moved on. They were polite to my bro and the entire time, and he understood they were doing their job. Honestly, above their job. That doesn't seem